Let's be honest, you're in a fight you didn't even sign up for. When you look at a donut, your conscious mind, your modern brain, knows it's not good for you. But there's a much, much older part of your brain, one shaped by millions of years of survival, that sees that donut as an absolute jackpot. And right now, that ancient wiring is winning.
So that internal struggle, that's what we're talking about today. It's a biological trap, and we're going to break down the exact machinery behind it. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to build a system to actually override it and escape.
All right, so where does this trap even come from? Well, it all boils down to a fundamental mismatch between our ancient biology and the crazy modern world we live in now.
Think about it. For pretty much all of human history, our ancestors lived in a world where calories were scarce. Finding something high in sugar or fat was a huge deal. It could literally mean surviving a famine. So the people who were most driven to find those foods and the most efficient at storing that energy as fat, well, they were the ones who survived. We inherited their metabolic hardware. And here's the problem. Just look at this timeline. Our food environment changed in what is basically the blink of an eye in evolutionary terms. But our brains, they're still running on software built for a world of scarcity.
So it's not just that this kind of food is available. It's that modern food is specifically engineered. It's designed to hijack that ancient software in your brain. So how exactly do they do it?
Well, food scientists actually have a name for their secret weapon, the bliss point. They engineer products with the perfect, most precise combination of sugar, salt, and fat to just max out the dopamine response in your brain. This basically hits the mute button on the natural signals that are supposed to tell you when you've had enough. Okay, but you might be wondering, how much does this really change how we eat? Does it really affect our behavior? To answer that, we've got to look at a landmark study from a researcher named Kevin Hall at the National Institutes of Health. And the result was absolutely staggering. In his 2019 trial, people who were put on an ultra-processed diet without being told to do anything differently just spontaneously started eating 500 extra calories every single day. And no surprise, they gained weight.
Now, this is the crucial part. This wasn't a choice. It wasn't about willpower. Nobody told them to eat more. The study made it clear. The physical properties of the food itself literally drove them to overeat. The food changed their behavior. And Hal's newer data from 2024 is starting to point to two main culprits. First, energy density. That's just how many calories are crammed into every single bite. And second, hyperpalatability, which is a fancy way of saying that irresistible engineered deliciousness that makes it impossible to have just one.
So when you eat these foods, your brain gets this huge surge of dopamine. But here's what most people don't get about dopamine. It's not just about pleasure. It's a powerful learning signal. It basically screams at your brain, hey, that was incredible. Remember what you just did and do it again. This creates a powerful reinforcement loop that trains your brain to prioritize junk food over anything else.
And the damage goes even deeper than your brain's reward system. It's actually sabotaging the entire hormonal network that's designed to tell you when you're full. See, you've got this whole system of gut hormones like GLP-1 that are supposed to signal fullness to your brain. But with ultra-processed foods, they digest so incredibly fast that the calories flood your system long before those hormones even have a chance to get the message out. It's a total timing mismatch. You've already overeaten by the time your brain gets the memo to stop.
Over time, all this chronic overconsumption can lead to a really serious condition called leptin resistance. Leptin is the hormone that your fat cells release to tell your brain how much energy you have stored up. But when those leptin levels are just screaming all the time, your brain eventually goes deaf to the signal. It becomes blind to it. So even with plenty of stored energy, your brain mistakenly thinks you're starving, which of course just keeps you hungry.
So, that's the trap. It's pretty serious stuff. But here's the good news. You can escape it. And the key isn't to just fight your biology with more willpower. The key is to build a better system.
It's so important that we reframe this. The struggle with modern food isn't a character flaw. It's not a moral failing. It's an engineering problem. And you know what's great about engineering problems? They have solutions. It's all about building a system where making the right choice becomes the easy choice.
So how do we build this override system? Well, it comes down to three incredibly powerful steps. First, control your environment. Make one good decision at the grocery store so you can avoid 50 bad decisions later at home. Second, front-load your meals with protein and fiber. These send powerful fullness signals to your brain right from the start. And third, and this one is so simple, just slow down your eating rate. Giving those satiety hormones the time they need to travel to your brain and actually do their job can make all the difference.
That intense urge to eat these foods, it isn't a moral failing. It's just a biological response to an environment your body was never ever designed for. But once you understand the mechanics of the trap, you can refuse to participate. You can stop eating what our society calls normal, and you can start eating for your actual biology.
If this explainer changed how you think about food, even a little bit, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe to Adam Explains for more insights just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.